Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we're in Bible study. We are in the NIV. We are in the book of Judges, and we are in chapter 9. Abimelech. Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal, or Gideon, went to his mother's brothers in Shechem and said to them and to all his mother's clan, "Ask all the citizens of Shechem, which is better for you, to have all 70 of Jerubbaal's sons rule over you, or just one man? Remember, I am your flesh and blood." When the brothers repeated all this to the citizens of Shechem, they were inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, "He is our brother." They gave him 70 shekels of silver from the temple at Baal-berith, and Abimelech used it to hire reckless adventurers who became his followers. Also, he bought his friends. How sad. He went to his father's home in Ophrah, and on one stone murdered his 70 brothers, the sons of Jerubbaal. But Jotham, the youngest son of Jerubbaal, escaped by hiding. Then all the citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo, Millo, gathered beside the great tree at the pillar of Shechem to crown Abimelech king. When Jotham had been told about this, he climbed up on the top of Mount Gerizim, Gerizim, and shouted to them, "Listen to me, citizens of Shechem, so that God may listen to you." One day the trees went out to anoint a king for themselves. They said to the olive tree, "Be our king." But the olive tree answered, "Should I give up my oil, by which both gods and men are honored, to hold sway over the trees?" Next the tree said to the fig tree, "Come and be our king." But the fig tree replied, "Should I give up my fruit, so good and sweet, to hold sway over trees?" Then the trees said to the vine, "Come and be our king." But the vine answered, "Should I give up my wine, which cheers both gods and men, to hold sway over the trees?" Finally, the trees said to the thorn bush, "Come and be our king." The thorn bush said to the trees, "If you really want to anoint me king over you, come and take refuge in my shade. But if not, then let fire come out of the thorn bush and consume the cedars of Lebanon. Now, if you have acted honorably and in good faith when you made Abimelech king, and if you had been fair to Jerubbaal and his family, and if you have treated him as he deserves, and to think that my father fought for you, risked his life to rescue you from the hand of Midian, but today you have revolted against my father's family, murdered his 70 sons on a single stone, and made Abimelech, the son of his slave girl, king over the citizens of Shechem, because he is your brother. If then you have acted honorably and in good faith towards Jerubbaal and his family today, may Abimelech be your joy, and may you be his too. But if you have not, let fire come out from Abimelech and consume you, citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo, and let fire come out from you, citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo, and consume Abimelech. Wow. So that's a big statement there, because it's a curse, and yet it's not a curse, because it's also like, if you have acted honorably, then nothing will happen. Then Jotham fled, escaping to Beer, and he lived there because he was afraid of his brother Abimelech. He did murder a bunch of your siblings, so I can understand that. After Abimelech had governed Israel for 3 years, God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the citizens of Shechem, who acted treacherously against Abimelech. God did this in order that the crime against Jerubaal's 70 sons, the shedding of their blood, might be avenged on their brother Abimelech and the citizens of Shechem who helped him murder his brothers. So, that's a good reminder there that God doesn't always do immediate wrath. Sometimes he needs a little bit of time to set something up really good that he feels like equals the crime. So you gotta, I'm not a person who has a tremendous amount of patience, so I can understand why others don't either. But sometimes patience is always a virtue, but sometimes it's really very much better to wait and see. In the opposition to him, the citizens of Shechem set men on hilltops to ambush and rob everyone who passed by, and this was reported to Abimelech. Now Gaal, Gaal, son of Ebed, Ebed, moved with his brothers into Shechem, and its citizens put their confidence in him. After they had gone out into the fields and gathered the grapes and trodden them, they held a festival in a temple of their god. While they were eating and drinking, they cursed Abimelech. Then Gaal, son of Ebed, said, "Who is Abimelech? Who is Shechem, that we should be subject to him? Is he Jerubaal's son? And isn't Zebul his deputy? Serve the men of Hamor, Shechem's father. Why should we serve Abimelech? If only this people were under my command, then I would get rid of him. I would say to Abimelech, call out your whole army." Septuagint and Hebrew hymn. Then he said to Abimelech, call out your whole army, like he was calling him out right then in that second. When Zerubbabel, the governor of the city, heard what Gaal, son of Ebed, said, he was very angry. Under cover, he sent a messenger to Abimelech, saying, Gaal, son of Ebed, and his brothers have come to Shechem and are stirring up the city against you. Now then, during the night, you and your men should come and lie in wait in the fields. In the morning at sunrise, advance against the city. When Gaal and his men come out against you, do whatever your hand finds to do. So Abimelech and his troops set out by night. They took up concealed positions near Shechem in 4 companies. Now Gaal, son of Ebed, had gone out and was standing at the entrance to the city gate, just as Abimelech and his soldiers came out from their hiding places. When Gaal saw them, he said to Zebul, look, people are coming down from the tops of mountains. Zebul replied, you mistake the shadows of mountains for men. But Gaal spoke up again, look, people are coming down from the center of the land, and a company is coming from the direction of the soothsayer's tree. But Zebul said to him, where is your big talk now? You who said, who is Abimelech, that we should be subject to him? Aren't these the men you ridiculed? Go out and fight them. So Gaal led out the citizens of Shechem and fought Abimelech. Abimelech chased him, and many fell wounded in the fight, all the way to the entrance of the gate. Abimelech stayed in Arumah, Arumah, and Zebul drove Gaal and his brothers out of Shechem. The next day the people of Shechem went out to the fields, and it was reported to Abimelech. So he took his men and divided them into 3 companies and set an ambush in the field. When he saw the people coming out of the city, he rose to attack them. Abimelech and his companies with him rushed forward to a position at the entrance of the city gate. Then 2 companies rushed upon those in the fields and struck them down. All that day, Abimelech pressed his attack against the city until he captured it and killed his people. Then he destroyed the city and scattered salt over it. So when you do that, nothing will grow there. That's what happens. On hearing this, the citizens in the tower of Shechem went into the stronghold of the temple at El Berith, that's the Berith. When Abimelech heard that they had assembled there, he and all his men went up Mount Zalmon, Zalmon. He took an axe and cut off some branches, which he lifted to his shoulders. He ordered the men with him, "Quick, do what you have seen me do." So all the men cut branches and followed Abimelech. They piled them against the stronghold and set it on fire over the people inside. So all the people in the tower of Shechem, about 1,000 men and women, also died. Next, Abimelech went to Thebez, Thebez, and besieged it and captured it. Inside the city, however, was a strong tower to which all the men and women and all the people in the city fled. They locked themselves in and climbed up on the tower roof. Abimelech went to the tower and stormed it. But as he approached the entrance to the tower to set it on fire, a woman dropped an upper millstone on his head and cracked his skull. Hurriedly, he called to his armor bearer, "Draw your sword and kill me, so they can't say a woman killed me." So his servant ran him through, and he died. When the Israelites saw Abimelech was dead, they went home. Thus God repaid the wickedness that Abimelech had done to his father by murdering his 70 brothers. God also made the men of Shechem pay for all their wickedness. The curse of Jotham sent Jerubbaal came on them. Wow. Isn't that a, quick rise and fall, right? So the next video is a whole different judge that comes up after Abimelech, because it's a series of this kind of stuff. It's a pattern. It's a good thing the good Lord has patience for us. That's what I can say. So until the next video, friends.